In the savage K-pop scene, the rags to riches fairy tale has always been the industry's sexiest lie. For years, we were all fed the idea that talent, discipline, and relentless sweat were the only currencies that mattered in this sick game. Endless nights, crowded bunks, starvation diets, and the sultry promise that if you bled just enough, the spotlight would eventually be yours. That story wasn't just hot air, it was the emotional soul keeping fans loyal and kids hopeful. But quietly, underneath the shiny documentaries and slick edits, a twisted system has been operating in the dark shadows right. Nepotism isn't a shock in K-pop. It's been here as long as the industry has stood, just like in film or politics. The trick is that K-pop aggressively markets the dazzling illusion of fairness. Watch closely, listen. When success is hyped as a prize, anyone can snag connections, stop staying hidden, and start feeling like a cruel betrayal. That paradox is why nepotism slaps harder here than almost anywhere. Fans aren't just buying songs, they're deeply married to the sexy idea of truly earned success forever. For ages, any brave attempt to talk about nepotism was shut down cold. Mentioning family ties or elite backgrounds was treated like a harsh attack on idols' talent or work ethic, honestly. Talks never went deeper than defense or denial. But that silence is snapping. More fans are starting to spot patterns that can't be explained away by luck or effort alone. Who gets infinite second chances? Who is guarded during scandals? Who debuts smoothly while others vanish without explanation? K-pop isn't just about vocals or dance, it's about access. Access to visibility, patience, industry, love, and forgiveness. Nepotism doesn't always look loud or obvious, trust me. Sometimes it's subtle, wrapped in organic hype, or framed as fate, and the sick truth is that not everyone starts from the same line, believe that. Some idols are born closer to the lens, the mic, and the big bosses, while the system quietly adjusts around them. If you want to dig into how this dark edge is remaking K-pop from the gut, stay with me. Smash subscribe, follow the channel, and get ready to keep watching because this tale is only just beginning. When you hear the word nepotism in K-pop, you usually picture the easy version idols who are the babies of famous singers or producers. And yes, those industry bloodlines absolutely exist. These are idols raised in studios, swimming in contracts and chats about charts and comebacks long before they ever audition. By the time they enter a trainee system, they already grasp how the machine works, what errors to avoid, and how to survive the public eye. That kind of early exposure is a privilege most trainees can't even comprehend. But in K-pop, being born into the industry is a double-edged blade. Unlike Hollywood, where famous names are often celebrated, K-pop fandom is built on the fantasy of extreme meritocracy. Fans crave to believe their idol earned every second of screen time through pain and grit. So when an idol debuts with a known surname or a well-known family connection, suspicion follows immediately. There's a quiet belief that someone else, a trainee with nothing but raw hunger, lost their chance because of that connection. These idols often enter top-tier companies with doors ajar, but once inside, the pressure multiplies. Every mistake is magnified. Every weak show is blamed on privilege rather than inexperience. They're expected to be gods just to be seen as decent. While a name might grab a debut, it doesn't promise fan, love chart wins, or life on stage. Actually, the glare can be so burning that it becomes its own kind of twisted prison. Still, none of this changes the core issue. Access matters. Being close to executives, producers, or investors creates a safety net that other trainees simply don't have. It doesn't mean these idols don't grind because K-pop is too savage for anyone to coast completely, but it does mean the starting line isn't the same. And once you spot that difference, it becomes impossible to unsee how quietly it shapes who gets to stay and who gets filtered out before the public ever notices. Beyond famous last names, there's a quieter and far more powerful form of privilege reshaping K-pop right now: corporate-adjacent nepotism. These aren't idols whose parents were on stage. These are idols whose families sit in boardrooms, executive offices, or are tied directly to the conglomerates that quietly control sponsorships, media access, and brand pipelines. This is where the industry stops feeling like a creative war zone and starts resembling a closed economic ecosystem. When someone with deep corporate ties enters the trainee system, the rules subtly change around them. Agencies see them as low-risk assets. They come with built-in stability, connections to luxury brands, and social capital that can fast-track endorsements and press coverage. While a regular trainee spends years fighting for a single photo shoot or cameo, these idols debut already wrapped in prestige, not because of public demand, but because the infrastructure is already in place. This shift fundamentally alters the promise K-pop was built on. The genre sold itself as a space where grit could overcome circumstance. But when trainees linked to conglomerates or major shareholders skip the line, the dream collapses. It sends a quiet but devastating message to everyone else in the practice room. Your talent might be real, but it's still optional if someone richer is waiting. Fans feel this disconnect even if they can't always name it. The industry starts to feel polished but hollow, less like a cultural movement and more like a corporate inheritance project. When the stage becomes a playground for the elite, the hunger that once powered K-pop fades. And without that hunger, the music loses the edge that made it resonate globally in the first place. Alongside corporate insiders, another layer of privilege has been quietly taking over the K-pop ecosystem: elite class nepotism. These are idols born into extreme generational wealth, where financial security isn't a concern but a permanent condition. Long before auditions, they've already trained in private academies, studied under top-tier instructors, and lived in environments designed to cultivate confidence, polish, and global appeal. By the time they enter an agency, they aren't just prepared, they're optimized. This creates an uncomfortable imbalance inside groups. While all idols endure the same schedules and public pressure, not all of them face the same risks. For elite class trainees, failure doesn't mean returning to nothing. There's always a safety net waiting off stage. That knowledge subtly changes power dynamics both within teams and between idols and companies. When someone knows they can walk away without consequences, the struggle becomes performative rather than existential. The danger is what this does to the soul of K-pop. The industry once thrived on underdog stories, trainees sleeping in cramped dorms, families sacrificing everything for a chance at survival. Those narratives gave fans a sense of shared struggle. But when rookie idols debut already dressed in luxury, backed by global brands, that emotional connection fractures, it becomes harder to believe in the journey when the destination was never in doubt. As more elite background idols enter the scene, raw talent without resources gets priced out. Scouts stop looking for hunger and start looking for refinement. Diversity shrinks. The music becomes safer, cleaner, and less urgent. And slowly, the genre shifts from a reflection of ambition to a showcase of inherited advantage. The most calculated expression of nepotism in modern K-pop isn't loud and it isn't accidental. It's the soft launch. This is where privilege stops being abstract and becomes a deliberate strategy. While ordinary trainees spend years hidden in practice rooms hoping for a few seconds of screen time, certain idols are quietly introduced to the public long before their official debut. They appear in vlogs, dance challenges, brand events, or casual mentions connected to already established stars. Their rise feels natural, almost accidental, but that illusion is exactly what makes it so effective. Soft launches remove the most dangerous part of an idol's career: uncertainty. By the time these idols officially debut, they already have pre-built fan bases, media familiarity, and an unspoken layer of protection. Survival. A total lie. Debut is a glam gala for stars fixed in the dark. When the stage is given not a fight, the K-pop lust dies. The thrill, it is gone. The chase is dead. The entire game feels like a hollow script. The perks don't stop there. Awards and fame come fast, too fast. It feels fake, cut off from real love or grit. The system pushes them up, ignoring what fans really want. Rookies grabbing prizes in months, it's not a shock, it's a slap in the face. Fans feel totally betrayed. Those shows aren't wild parties for music anymore. They are just hollow rituals crowning the ones who were chosen to rule from the start. When rules change and boxes merge, the truth comes out. You see how much they twist the game just to keep their favorites on top. The pain is not just deep, it is emotional. Real stars from small spots fade out, not for lack of art, but for lack of a shield. Fans turn cold, the love dies. It is a slow, sad end for the dreamers now. The faith and hard work just crumbles. When that trust dies, the deep bond between stars and fans fades out. K-pop turns polished but soulless, a game where the crown is passed down, not won in the heat of the real battle now. This isn't just a trend, it is a red flag. When access beats sweat, the art dies. When safety kills the hunger, the music goes dull. It loses its sharp bite. When fans lose faith in the ride, no fancy logos or glam shots can fix the lie K-pop is selling. The story just falls apart now. If you are still here, you see the dirty pattern. I am not bashing the idols, but exposing a cruel system that rigs the rules in the dark. It is all twisted. Tell me exactly what you think down below now. Is this killing the soul or just the sick new reality? If you felt this raw truth, smash that like, subscribe for more, and ring that bell. Don't go anywhere, baby, cause this chat ain't done. The next part, it's gonna get even wilder and way darker. You just wait.